Hello everybody, my name is Asmogan and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about Adam something. Yes, the same dumbass and liar who spoke about 40k a while back and proclaimed that it was making everyone fascist and that it was supposed to be a satirical setting and that we had to replace all the right-wingers with hyper-left-leaning people because we fix a problem by creating the same problem but in reverse. Yes, that dumbass and liar. I didn't think I'd ever be talking about him again. But today, he's done something so comedically stupid. I need to share it with all of you. I want to bless your eyes with the glory that is this. Wherever I put it on the screen. So the crux of what this is Adam something has announced he is creating a tabletop wargame and new setting for his tabletop wargame. Oh, I already want to delve so much into my thoughts, but let me actually read you part of it before I go on a full-blown rant. Okay, so the first thing he says is, "Hey everyone, small announcement. I'm working on my own tabletop Sorry, I'm giving him way too dignified of a voice.
I'm working on my own tabletop wargame. We've been playtesting it for a while privately, and it has recently gotten to the point where I nailed down its core mechanics. That means it's ready for a wider circle of playtesters, which you can also be a part of, if you wish. Main parameters of the game: hard sci-fi.
Sure.
Squad level, same as 40k. 28mm scale, same as 40k.
So, I don't know this. This is speculation. But off the bat, I'm convinced that he is literally copy and pasting 40k's rules. I don't know which edition, but he is copy and pasting in edition's rules, and he's going to rename shit. That already automatically, that's my reaction to saying that. Squad level, 28mm scale. Okay.
Miniature agnostic. D6 dice only, no proprietary items. Intuitive and easy to understand rules. 4.5 A4 pages in airy text.
Okay, he might also, or separately, be ripping off one-page rules. Wouldn't put it past him.
Progressive
And this is where things get really funny.
Progressive politics.
Buckle up. Buckle up.
The setting isn't the usual fascism in space. Rather, it explores a future world where said space fascism inevitably destroyed itself, and where the human factions that rose afterwards adhere to explicitly progressive values.
So it's the most boring setting imaginable. Quite literally, like can you think of a single successful universe, not just sci-fi, but in any fictitious universe, where all the factions are copy and pasted from one another? Can you imagine Star Trek, where the Klingons were just like Starfleet in every way? Can you imagine if the Ferengi and the Romulans were all replicated from Starfleet? How interesting would those factions be in the face of them? Oh, that's right, they wouldn't be. We'd forget they even existed, and we wouldn't even be engaged in Star Trek. Same with Star Wars. Can you imagine if the Empire and the Rebellion were identical? In behavior, in attitudes, in politics? It'd be the most boring shit ever. Seriously. Like, what fictional universe works with this idea of, like, it's just this giant homogenous leftist utopia? And additionally, this has got me convinced that this dumbass hasn't even thought about it. This is a tabletop wargame by his own declaration. He has declared, this is a tabletop wargame! So, your factions, right, all believe the same shit. They're all hyper-leftists, right? You said it yourself, the fascism and all that just died. It destroyed itself. Completely. Okay. So if all we're left with is leftists, and it's still a war game, what did he mean by this? Oh, fucking it. The jokes write themselves. Self-awareness. Not even there. What do you mean by this? Fuck me, dude. You're so retarded. All these leftist factions, fascism is destroyed. All that's left is this Marxist utopia, and they're all trying to fucking kill each other. I can't breathe. Okay, I'm sorry. A part of me is starting to be convinced that Adam Something is just this, like, Sam Hyde level troll who's actually super right-leaning, and he's doing all of this ironically. That would be so fucking funny. However, you can't fake this level of retarded. You can try, but unless you actually are at this depth of idiocy, you can't replicate this shit. Oh my god.
It's a refreshing break from the sci-fi Hitler and space monarchy tropes.
Sure. Just don't. Like, your money's gonna be wasted, bro. Like, even if you are a leftist watching this, come on, you gotta know this sounds like the most boring shit ever. Like, it's a selling point of it is already starting off by saying, okay, half of the population, I'm directly meaning to not only not appeal to you, but I'm writing all of this to actually repose you or oppose you. If you guys want an actual cool and solid grimdark war game that's in development to support, may I recommend Warglaive Gothic, the tabletop war game yours truly is developing. Here's some concept art I'll throw up on screen while I talk. In this setting, I have numerous factions with numerous political systems as well as motivations. Each faction is not meant to be a good guy or a bad guy. I don't aim for that. I aim for a grim, dark setting where every faction has its cons and its pros for itself. Each faction is out for themselves. Each faction has glaring issues that are presenting an end to their very existence. I have Xenos factions that present as hazards for everybody and are destructive. It's a lot of fun what I'm developing. I think you guys would be really, really excited for it. And to kind of rotate a little bit, back around to talk about Adam Something. This whole thing he's doing right now is a joke. Like, I don't think he's even really taking this seriously. I mean, right there. His biggest point that he has about this war game he's developing is that it's a progressive politics. That goes to show you that there's no passion, there's no joy, there's no enthusiasm behind this. This is all about owning the chuds. This is all about sticking it to his perceived enemies. Meanwhile, someone like myself who's been developing a tabletop war game and setting with passion, with enthusiasm. I've been in this space as a 40k fan for over a decade. I love this stuff, and for people like me who are actually doing something like this with creativity in mind, with enthusiasm and passion in mind, to see someone do a facsimile of what people like myself were doing is just insulting, and it's fucking pathetic. Like I'll tell you this right now: Warglaive Gothic is not political. If you're left leaning, you may not enjoy everything about it, but if you're left leaning, you're welcome to play. You're welcome to the tabletop. You're welcome to paint all the minis you want and give me money. I won't ever, bend the knee to your political ideology, but you're welcome to enjoy it for what it is. And if you're right leaning, likewise. I'm not here to bend the knee to purely right-wing perspectives either. Even if I may agree with the right on a lot of things. It's not about politics. That's not what your passion projects and franchises like this that people are starting should be about. Politics should never even enter the conversation when you are creating something like this. When you are creating an IP, when you're creating a franchise, when you're creating a game, when you're creating anything that's meant to be entertainment and escapism for other people to engage in, the last thing that should ever be brought up, and it shouldn't even be brought up ever, but the last thing ever that should be brought up is politics. I don't care if it's left-leaning, right-leaning, I don't care if it's centrism. It doesn't fucking matter. What should matter is the in-universe politics of what you're writing. And you need to be able to step out of your shoes and see the reverse politics of your own, introduce them into this setting in a non-caricature way, and make it more engaging, make it more interesting. That is what you should do. The fact that Adam Something is already highlighting at the announcement of this project that it's politically motivated goes to show you there's no creativity, there's no passion. This is all about sticking it to the chuds. And that's why it will fail. And that's why he's already doomed it. Trench Crusade, at least, I believe, started as a passion project by hobbyists. And then it eventually got co-opted and manipulated and corrupted by politics. And that ended up hurting it substantially. Even if it didn't reach its financial goals, which I'm happy to hear that they did, and hopefully they leave the politics out of the game, but it doesn't seem like they're really doing that. But this, no chance. Because all of, like, the silent majority who like to avoid politics will look at this post, see that you not only have you said politics is a goal of this, but that you've highlighted it's pretty much the most important part, because that's the only point you gave, like a paragraph. If you want to support a real project and an actual passion project that hopefully will be done in the next 2 to 3 years, Warglaive Gothic, Patreon, I'll link it. I will say this, don't subscribe to the Patreon quite yet, I'll leave the link here, but I need to get back into the flow of actually doing proper updates. I haven't done them in a long time, and given that I'm stepping away from 40k content creation-wise, I'm going to have more time for that, although I'm also kind of stepping my toes into Conflict 47 in the meantime, so there's that stuff that's going on. But anyway, just want to talk about this, just wanted to laugh about this, and hopefully you guys got a good chuckle as well. See ya.